Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody. How y'all doing? Welcome to My Fat Hands. That's Ben of Ben fame. I'm George of Poke in the Eye fame. Oh, I've got to tell the mouse story.
The
I had a mouse story to go through your mouse story. It's real short. Basically, the long and short of it is when I was at UT, I lived in a really shitty apartment. I mean, it's really shitty. Like the kitchen had linoleum and it was on the second floor and it's kind of like bowed in because there's like no support beams underneath it. Anyhow, there was right by where my TV was, there was a fucking like Tom and Jerry mouse hole, like right above the baseboard. And I could hear that little fucker in there just scratching at night and shit. At the time, I was a heavy smoker. So I would blow my smoke in the mouse hole. And after a month, the scratching stopped.
You killed it.
I don't know if I killed it or if it just decided that it
the mouse is like, I'm
fucking
out of here.
It's like enough of this forest fire shit. I'm the fuck out of here. But yeah, that's after a month, it's like the mouse is like, that's enough of that shit.
So you got another story you want to tell?
I do have another story. Would you like to hear another story?
I would like to hear another story, George. You got another story?
You came to the right place because I'm chock-a-block full of stories. And the strange thing about this story is that it's not a George story. It's a story that happened to a friend of mine. And this friend of mine, he knows who he is.
Did you have monkeypox?
No, he doesn't have monkeypox.
Oh, good.
No. And this friend of mine was on a trip to China, where he was a speaker, a featured speaker at a symposium or convention or whatever you want to call it, in China, which a lot of different people has very highfalutin stuff. This person, my friend, when he went over to China, he was given a burner cell phone. And he didn't take it. They said, the State Department's like, do not take your personal cell phone. It will get hacked the second the plane lands. So he took this phone and guess what? It got hacked the second he hit the land. I mean, it literally walking through the airport, that phone was hacked. And they did that so they could review when he came back. He brought the phone back and gave it to whatever, CIA, Homeland Security, FBI, whomever. I don't know exactly the organization, but they gave it to them so they could check and see how it was hacked. So anyhow, he missed his flight and he's very perplexed because he doesn't speak Chinese and he wasn't quite sure what to do. And he's kind of in a state of panic when a attractive young Chinese woman walked up to him.
He missed his flight home or his flight
flight home. No, his flight home to the States.
Yeah.
And this young lady walked up to him and in accent-free English said, Dr. So-and-so, it appears as though you missed your flight. If you would come with me, we will take you to a hotel that is paid for. And then in the morning, we'll give you a ride to make sure you don't miss your next flight home. It's a little peculiar that they happen to know who it was, what his name was, and where he was going.
Somebody was watching him.
But yeah, just a little reminder to people that there's something good about living in the land of the free where you're not constantly under supervision and people aren't always looking at what you're doing. Not that they aren't, but they're nowhere near as proactive as they are in China, apparently. But I can tell you personally, if that happened to me, had I sitting in the airport and somebody came to me and knew my name and knew my situation without me, I would have just freaked out. I just would have been like, yeah, it's okay. Just get me to the U.S. Embassy or let me get a representative here because I don't know who you are and I don't want to be around what's going on. So, but yeah. So shout out to that person. You know who you are. And, but yeah, that's a creepy true story about what happens to visitors in China. So, oh, that was a nice noise. But Ben and I were actually reminiscing about the Howard Stern show, and
This is true. Yeah.
and a gentleman named Billy West, who does the voice of. He's one of the voices. He did Ren and Stimpy at one point. He did Fry from Futurama. He is the voice of the brown M&M or the green M&M on the M&M commercials.
Really? I didn't know.
Yeah, he has a laundry list of stuff he's done. He's an amazing voice actor, and Howard Stern had him on the show. I think it was a cast member of sorts.
He was for a time. Yeah, for a while he was on like the staff for a bit.
Yeah, and so there was a great controversy, I believe, in the 80s where Marge Schott was caught using the N-word when referring to the players on her team.
She owned the team. Cincinnati Reds.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. And so Billy West did this amazing elderly middle-aged or elderly Midwestern lady voice where he just yelled racial expletives for like 15 minutes. And it's, I will admit, it is horrible. It is despicable, but it was fucking hilarious.
What happened? Where were you when you heard all this stuff?
So I would say, it's funny you should ask, Ben. At the time I was working for a company called Wilson Plywood and Door. So I was in the middle of stop and go traffic on a very, very busy highway in Dallas. And I literally had to pull off the highway because tears were streaming out of my eyes, and I would have either killed somebody or gotten killed because this bit is just so fucking insane. It is just absolutely nuts. And it is available in its entirety on YouTube. There's no video. It's just sound. And oh my God, do not listen to it while operating heavy machinery or walking on a treadmill because you will injure yourself severely. That's it. That wraps it up, man. Nice, neat, and a little bow right there. Hey,
hi everybody.
Hey, if you like this show, you're a good person, and you should give yourself a pat on the back. And you should watch our next show, and then maybe you should like and subscribe. Bye, everybody. You can't hear a fucking thing, you drunk bastard.